Our goal, of course, in the biggest sense, is to fight the climate crisis.
She is a real geothermal person, so why not?
It's not possible to find technical solutions which the people don't understand and don't accept. I can't imagine another research topic that's a standalone, only one university research project.
I mean, I was always seeing on the news what was going on, another climate report coming out, and I just kind of thought, actually maybe I want to be part of the solution rather than the problem. So, when I saw this program, I was very delighted because it kind of gave me the opportunity to kind of become part of the solution.
So EASYGO stands for Efficiency and Safety in Geothermal Operations, and we would like to increase exactly this, the safety and efficiency of geothermal power plants. So for now we know how to start them, how to let them run, but then often they run into problems, into challenges. For example, the valves clog, like you can think of your bathroom at home. Mm-hmm. If you don't clean it, it will be clogged one day because you have these precipitations, what we call them. So we have to clean the valves. But we as researchers just aim for understanding why this is happening and if we can avoid this. So this is one project of the 13 PhD projects. Others will look into how can we make it more safe. So you heard probably about induced seismicity and the Groningen earthquakes. So people will look into how can we avoid this seismicity and make it more safe to also operate these power plants in the long term. So it just came so natural because we thought, who are the experts in these topics? And then we thought about the biggest technical universities in Europe, and we saw they are already collaborating on a master's level, but we would like to bring this on an even level beyond that, on a research level. So we thought of why shouldn't we write a grant together and start a research on a PhD level, not only educate the master students, but now with this EASYGO ITN project, we are the first ones who provide the students a standardized education in geothermal energy. So for the first time they run through a program where they learn about the whole chain of geothermal energy, from the production of hot water, throughout the power plants, how we design the power plants, how we design turbines, and then also the cold injection side and everything that happens in the subsurface and the reservoir. They will learn about the whole chain during our 4 years program, and then each of them will focus, of course, on a single aspect of this. But bringing them together every year at least once helps that also they learn what the others think about and because this is all related. We can't just look at single aspects. This is, I think, a huge chance they have now, and we as senior researchers, we're a bit jealous that they have this huge network even at this early stage. So some of them will end up being professors in the academia, some of them will go for industry, and all of them also have an industry visit during their PhD research time. They will see both sides, and then they can decide what is my career path, where do I feel comfortable. Yeah. And I'm sure they will still talk to each other in 10 to 20 years.
Yeah, I'm really happy with this multidisciplinary knowledge to support my future.
Well, I think our biggest goals are to make really a step beyond the state-of-the-art knowledge in geothermal energy research. So we know how to operate them, but we also have challenges. And if we can face these challenges and really end this project with solutions to the challenges we see now, and then maybe even see further challenges, that's possible, but really find solutions, techniques, methods, new instruments that make us bring geothermal energy a step further, because at the moment we are still at the early stage of geothermal energy usage in the countries. I think that would be the biggest goal and great. Yeah, the idea was around, before I joined TU Delft, that we should do something beyond the master's level. And then we went out for dinner, and then they said, "Mom, we have this idea, what should we do?" And then we discussed. So they were quite, the senior researchers are always really busy, and I come to that stage now, being really busy with many projects. It's not the only project I have. And they say, well, can't you take the lead and just bring your enthusiasm and your energy that you have still as a young researcher into that? And then I took over and brought this forward. But the idea was around to do something within the IDEA League. And David is, I would say, the best connected geothermal person in Europe. He knows everybody knows David.
So I said, a research program could be a PhD program. And the good thing that we have in the IDEA League that the institutions that are in the IDEA League, the universities, they all have something I would call unique infrastructure. So you could really say you can do something at these places that you cannot do anywhere else. And if you combine those, ETH Zurich has these fantastic subsurface laboratories in the mountains, where you can really basically look at everything from below. And we will have real geothermal wells on campus that are a research infrastructure, not just power plant that you can admire. It's something where you can really look into the wells and do measurements and get data. That is going to be here in Delft. And all these universities, Politecnico, Milano, Aachen, they have their own infrastructure that is really, really fantastic. And to combine this in a research network, I thought it would be very attractive. The question we couldn't answer at the time was, how would you finance something? Would IDEA League have funding to sustain a research program that could attract multiple students at the same time, also for an extended period of time? And then Phil Varden, who is actually the guy at our department who leads the so-called geothermal theme, so who tries to bring together all the geothermal research activities and so that people talk to each other from the various disciplines, said, well, there is this thing called the ITN, the International Training Network, and I've been involved in organizing these before, and why don't we try that? You have to see that these ITNs are extremely competitive. They're very, very popular to get this funding from the EU for these training networks. Success rate is around 5%.
Okay. When applying?
Yeah. So 95% of the applications are not successful.
Yeah.
And so but you can apply every year. So people sometimes apply again and again too, and they get feedback, so they improve their proposal. And this one was successful on the very first day. And the reason why that is, I can explain to you, is of course we are a fantastic team, right? But the IDEA League was a superb framework to do this in. Because one of the criteria for the evaluation is, how are the universities going to cooperate in this? Did you organize this properly? Do they know of each other? Because it means the students have to spend a certain amount of time at other universities. In our case, we even have a double degree. They get a PhD from 2 universities. That needs to be organized, and the universities have to sign basically an agreement, and that has to be in place when you apply, because otherwise you can promise anything.
Yeah.
But that is not trivial. But we had the IDEA League already as a functioning framework, and so we could argue, the organizational part is really
already
taken care of, and people would believe that because the IDEA League's been around for some time. The applied geophysics program is very successful, has a very good reputation. So why not believe that? Yeah? And they were right, because there were 4 top universities involved here, really internationally renowned universities with great expertise, and they are willing to cooperate on this. So it was a very strong proposal from the start. Yeah, you have a credible team, you have a very, very well established program. So why shouldn't that work?
Yeah.
So I think for the IDEA League, they should be aware of this reputation, and then that there is a possibility to cash in on it.
I can't believe that I'm actually here. I remember seeing the application.
I would like to come back to our program. If you think, we had 13 positions in our ITN, 13 positions advertised, 1,500 applications. Did Maren tell you that? 1,500 applications, because that's how attractive this is. The framework the IDEA League provides is good. The IDEA League idea is excellent. The universities are all very good. And I think if they see that things like this are possible, they may want to expand this idea in other fields. But as I say, other fields are not my area of expertise. but I don't see a reason why it should be restricted to geosciences.
Yeah.
Well, bring the brightest minds together, get the experts on one table, and then make them excited about your idea, about your project idea, and listen to senior researchers. They're experienced in writing grants also, and then mix this experience with your own enthusiasm, with your own excitement about the topic. Actually, I think that was our way of success, and of course the IDEA League basically helped us, because the reviewers of the grant saw that we are working together since years on a master's level, and we are visiting each other, we know each other, and so they really trust us that we can do this on a higher level of education also. Yeah. And of course geothermal energy is a future topic, as fighting the climate crisis, that is really the state-of-the-art topic, everyday's topic in our daily life at the moment. So I think these are success factors that helped us to get this grant.
It's also a common goal.
Definitely, yes.
Yeah.
It was really nice when we started this program that we all felt like we were a team. Since we're coming from different backgrounds,
I think it's essential to work together actually between the universities, across university, to exchange and learn from each other, because of course each university is excellent and has an expertise, but the standalone solution is not working, especially in this what we need to fight the climate crisis and to make the step beyond and to really make a change. We need to integrate the topics, and we integrate the topics on geothermal energy, but we can go beyond that. I mean, we are kind of limited to geothermal because we have to. There's a limited funding, there's a limited amount of time and energy we have, but we can go beyond, and we can talk to other researchers even. I just have a master's student, for example, that comes to my mind now. She asked me to do a master thesis on social and natural science topics, and we integrated this on geothermal energy. So she studied really fluid properties of geothermal energy and the risk of geothermal energy. And then we had from the TPM faculty in TU Delft a professor joining in, and they worked on public perception of geothermal energy. This is so important for us as natural researchers, natural scientists, to get the public into the boat and to go together to push this forward.
We are doing an open science, and that's very important because the world should know what we are developing and what we can contribute for it. So that's the most important point. Sharing.
yes.
Yeah.
It's not possible to find technical solutions which the people don't understand and don't accept.
No.
And we always have this discussion not in my backyard. I don't want to have the borehole right before my house or behind my house. We have to explain them, we have to talk to them, and we have to make clear what is needed, and then we can bring the technical solution and make the real step. So, and this is only possible if we really collaborate across the universities across Europe. In our project this works because the different location, the different universities have different expertise. So, for example, in TU Delft, this is a broad knowledge on geothermal energy, the whole chain. Really, they have a broad knowledge on the whole reservoir, on the whole technique, the technologies behind that, and the monitoring techniques. And the students just had 2 days of geophysical monitoring lectures. The next time it will be in Aachen, the training week. So then we will focus on the subsurface. They are really the experts on the subsurface. And if they would then bring the instruments into the subsurface, you have to talk to each other to make really a change. Then we will go to Politecnico di Milano, and they are the experts on designing turbines, on designing the mixture cycles at the surface, the whole power plant. And we have to talk to them if we want to install our instruments. They have to ask us which temperatures could we expect to make our system most profitable. So this only works if we talk to each other, if we work together.
Yeah.
We will push each other further.
Yes.
Not just
also
ourselves.
True. Yeah.
I'm quite honored. If I can be an example and if I can be of any help to other researchers, I'm happy to talk to them.